I'm looking for a truffle pig.
Hello everybody and welcome to Amphib Reviews. Today we're doing a quick review for Nicolas Cage's Pig, the brand new VOD release film that's been getting a lot of attraction, that's been getting a lot of buzz recently over the past couple of weeks. The trailer was released about 2 months ago and it was compared as a kind of revenge, kind of John Wick style kind of Nicolas Cage's Pig. It's been taken by a bunch of people and he has to go on a kind of search to kind of find out who took the pig and to kind of, reawake some kind of dark, shady past. It is probably one of my favourite films of the whole year, probably in my top 5 so far, and it is so nice and refreshing to see a film that is straight to the point, that is well executed, well shot, broken down into kind of 3 chapters as part 1, part 2, part 3. And for a concept like this, you would expect a very kind of meme-worthy Nicolas Cage performance. You expect a very kind of typical revenge kind of movie, but this is a very anti-revenge, spiritual kind of journey. I've always said this, Nicolas Cage and like many others like Bruce Willis or kind of, any of the kind of straight-to-DVD kind of market actors that I've been doing recently, if you can get a director to kind of use his performance, he can offer you something really special to the film. And I've seen the quality bounce between different films over the years. Obviously, Mom and Dad, kind of Mandy, and obviously he's done that kind of Willy's kind of Wonderland movie, kind of Friday Nights at Freddy's kind of rip-off type thing, which is absolutely terrible. But there hasn't been many performances I've seen that directors or writers have used him in a more kind of somber, kind of quiet-natured, kind of, powerhouse performance type of way. And this is an actual excellent performance by Cage. He's very subtle in the film, but when he does talk, or when he does look, or does when he acts, fantastic. And without going into too many spoilers, because I don't want to spoil the film at all completely, I definitely want people to go into this film blind as much as possible. He is definitely known to be this kind of legendary kind of chef, someone who has got a lot of respect. His name carries a lot of weight, and you see different kind of sequences that lead into the next. He finds information from one person, leads him to the next person, and it's almost like an honest John Wick. Builds up kind of expectations you would think you go into a sort of an action kind of revenge movie with certain kind of bits of dialogue or sequences you expect with, or give me a pen and paper, I need some tools kind of thing, or I need to go and see this kind of old acquaintance. And I can see why people are thinking it's kind of like John Wick kind of feel to it, because the story, the initial kind of setup is very John Wick-esque, and you kind of expect it to go into kind of an action-packed route or kind of a violent nature as the film goes along, but it never does. It never goes into that kind of routine. And it's kind of a nice subverting expectations in a little way. It's kind of going against that kind of renaissance of John Wick. And it's funny, obviously, talking about Gunpowder Milkshake recently as well. That film tries to be very much in that world kind of thing, in the window dressing, and it's so nice to have a film that goes the opposite way. It's so refreshing to see that. In fact, you've got this kind of foundation that's so strong within this kind of small town through organised crime and kind of underground facilities kind of thing. And he's just coming in, doing something so simple. It shows how kind of fragile this world is and how fragile people are in this world. And that's one of the strong things about it, is that everyone's dealing with some sort of grief, and there is some sort of empathy, and there is some sort of light at the end of the tunnel. It just takes one man who has chosen to isolate himself for his own kind of reasons, which you find out during the film, who's coming into modern society and thinking, well, I'm not doing anything, I just want my pig. I'm not going to hurt you by violence or any kind of nature like that way. I'm just going to tell the truth. And it is just pure blunt truth. It is, non-aggressive, it's non-kind of patronizing or in your face. It's just straight up honest opinion and, kind of perspective on the kind of the people he kind of interacts and the kind of how the town is now compared to his kind of prime days. And I really, really appreciate that, and I really love that aspect of the film so much. And I think it's just a really well put together, crafted film. Dialogue's pretty spot on. I think the characters are really well handled. Nicolas Cage offers a really good powerhouse performance. Visually, it's kind of gorgeous to look at. I love the breakdown of the kind of the 3 chapters, chapter 1, chapter 2 to 3 kind of thing. And it's just a refreshing film. And the fact this is from the first time director as well, who's just done nothing but shorts, is even more incredible. And this is definitely one of those directors to kind of keep your watch list on, kind of see what he does next. Because the fact he managed to pull this kind of performance, this type of story, this type of visual kind of look to it, for a first kind of feature film, absolutely incredible, and this is the type of filmmaking that I love to see, type of character journey, type of character moments I like to see. It doesn't need to be big, it doesn't need to be flashy, it just needs to be well made, it needs to be focused, it needs to have personality, it needs to have a vision, it needs to have something to say, and this film has a lot to say, and it does it so well within its small amount of running time. It has a light moments of comedy, but it is a very heavy, kind of dark kind of film at the same time. It is dealing with a lot of grief, a lot of kind of, you know, internal emotions that we have through what we do, what we choices that we make, and that's what the film kind of chooses to kind of portray itself. It's about choices, about how we deal with grief, how we deal with our decisions on careers, how we deal with our kind of perception, how we like to be seen, or how we like to be shown. And we got a character like Cage's character, which is someone who is just cutting through the crap. He was just saying it how it is. Pig is one of my favourite films of the year so far. A truly nice surprise VOD release. I hope this gets a bigger release, hopefully in the UK. Hopefully it might get a kind of similar release or kind of gets more attention. But it's definitely getting a lot of buzz at the moment. And I definitely want to put my 2 cents in there and kind of give you guys a recommendation. Please go and check this one out. You will not disappointed. It is definitely one of the best films of the year so far for me. So it's time for reviews. Signing out.